Target sold, Sergio. Good job. Target, Doug, despite getting close to the 8 on the daily. Yes, it is. Again, I'm watching that. Get the 8 and then the 15 above there, so we'll see what happens. Amazon just tearing up here today, up almost 4%. But it's also approaching the 8 exponential moving average. So we'll see what happens. Long way to go yet today. But so far it's been a gap and pretty steady grind in the market. Guess gap and go is what this has been, and it's again the least common result on a gap up, but it's definitely taking place today. Again, I took profits in the target straddle. I'm still in the RTX straddle. AGEN, Ari pointing AGEN as a biotech moving up. Option not great. They usually aren't on these. Again, that $2.90 stock. You might as well just buy the stock, as opposed to messing around with options and those things. That way you don't have to worry about time decay or anything else. It's above the 100-day moving average. Came through the 50 today, so got room to the 200, which is about 431. So it's pretty big. It could move up quite a bit. It's a biotech. And up this morning about 25%. Good volume here the last few days as well. I'm still in Amazon, Philip. Yep. I'm not happy about it, but I'm still in Amazon, and it hasn't pulled back at all today. Again, it's still the daily chart's still bearish, but I mean it's made a big bounce here today on Amazon on the daily chart. Off of a pullback yesterday, gap down yesterday and moved all the way down to 164. So it's up today about $6 or so. Coming up on the 8 exponential moving average on the daily. I'm not ready to dump it quite yet. Netflix, Ari, closed 25 cents. All right, good job. I think I just heard something go off on my platform as well. So yeah, Netflix closed. Netflix closed. Netflix is closed at 25 cents. So we made it. That was a nice quick trade, and that really worked out really well. So that was a pretty good trade on Netflix. Nice put credit spread. Those are the ones you like. Get out in one day for most of your gain. Okay, so out of Netflix, credit spread, and out of Target, straddle. Right there, Netflix, we closed that at 25 cents. Could get cheap, could make a little more money, but still, overnight for that much profit is I'm going to take that every time. Right, so we're out of Netflix. That's a nice trade to do that quickly. We got a nice move up in Netflix today. You know, the market rallying helped us with that one and hurts us on Amazon. So, but we had that till next week on Netflix. I don't believe that there is any point in holding a stock that we made that much money on, and doesn't expire now until a week from Friday. So it could go down more. I mean, the 25 cents could get down to 20, 15 maybe, but I don't want to take any kind of risk for an extra 10 or 15 cents per contract. So I'll take the dollar per contract profit and look for some other ones. And just in case you were curious as to the logic behind that. Right, William, with Netflix PCS sold. Yep, nice job. I just little candles just creeping up. AMLX, oops, hiring AMLX Biotech. AMLX, yeah, bouncing, popping up here pretty nicely, up about 15%. Pretty good move on the daily chart here. It's a breakout. 486. Very strong. Only got monthly expirations on the options of these things. Um, $4 calls, 95 by $1.10, expiring May 16th. Got about 87 cents of intrinsic value in it. It's not too bad actually, if you're anticipating this thing to keep moving up. You got to put some resistance lines on here. Next significant, whoops. Next significant resistance on AMLX, 544. 544. There's a lot of support and resistance levels in there though, mixed in. Are we looking at VSTM as well? A lot of biotechs here. VSTM, another biotech, breaking out today, right here. There's resistance there at 708. Big move up here in the last few days. I don't know what the options look like, but I suspect they're not very good.
Microcloud hologram developed an innovative blockchain reconstruction solution to strengthen crypto system security. That's on HOLO.
Options bad, Ari. Yeah, that they usually are on those. And the premiums, I mean, the biotechs are very volatile. They move huge amounts up and down. So to protect themselves, the market makers just put ridiculous spreads on those things. Very difficult to. Not an awful lot of people play options on those because they're too volatile. You have to pay too much for them. So the risk is too high. You just trade on those. If you've got a good pattern, you trade stock. Again, we're out of Netflix and out of Target. Both of those.
On META and Apple AAPL. Coming from Handels Blatt says EU may issue first Meta Apple DMA fines on Wednesday.
Market market flattening a little bit here.
Tries to the last 2 months. It's kind of hard.
Amazon first red candle here.
Yeah.
Again, we're out of Netflix. Took profits in Netflix, and took profits in the Target. I had Target straddle. I'm out of Target for profit, out of Netflix for that was a nice profit on Netflix. That was really a nice overnight quick trade. I like to get something like that. That was a nice one.
Yeah. No, it is. It's one of the better bank balancing charts that, college students and their colleagues or whatever, they still use it. But, so anyway, hmm, yeah, can't hurt. I said cannot hurt. Or, yeah. And the other thing is, if you can ask Chris, because he's over there, I can reach out to them and tell them I'm looking for a replacement for my account. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I've hired people before that I didn't want to talk to, so I'm passing that along. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's some interest. All right. Yeah, no, those are the big things I wanted to talk to you about, back in October, on Costco. Just jumping out when I can. Karina can ask me. Karina can ask me to do stuff. You can ask me to do stuff. Mm. And how's okay? Yeah. Well, it won't be available in June because
A little after 11:30 here, 11:38.
maybe
SPY.
probably by
Tiny candles, kind of moving sideways right now. Triple Qs. SPY getting very close to the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Um, got pretty close to it.
I'll be back.
The 8 is
But,
526.65.
oh, I know.
526.65, and the high on the SPY today
I usually do.
is
And especially
525.81. So about 80 cents away from the
yeah,
8 exponential moving average at the high of the day. So we'll see what happens. Again, we're on a Netflix, took profits in the Netflix trade. That was a nice one. And I took profits in the Target straddle as well. Still in the RTX straddle, which is not doing much at all here. I don't care to see compression when I'm in a straddle or a strangle. But that's what I'm getting right now.
yeah, because the higher, yes. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, WMB over there in YouTube. How are you? Hello, Phoenix. Good morning. Pretty strong move in the market this morning. A very nice move overnight, and nice move up this morning. SPY up about 2%, a little over. Triple Q is up 2.3%, and IWM right now up almost 2%. All of the indexes are getting close to running into the 8 exponential moving average on a daily chart as far as resistance is concerned. We had a nice trade at Netflix in the room. We took a put credit spread on it yesterday, collected $125 a contract profit, no, not profit, but premium when we sold it for a put credit spread, collected $125, bought it back this morning for 25, so we cleared between $100 and $105 a contract profit just in an overnight trade, which was really, really good. It expired a week from Friday, but we had a big enough profit in it to justify taking that today. We also had a target straddle that we get in yesterday for 443, and we get out this morning for 493. Took about 12 or 13% on that.
The manager of receiving and Knight, who really is the source of a lot of information.
SPY just really compressing here now. All right, gonna look around for some more stocks.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the people come and go, especially on that level. But it is most of the time it is necessary to unplug those accounts, to move pallets, to move product. I mean, it's part of their job, and I usually tell when I call and speak to the managers, I understand it's part of their job, but it's like your check is due. Anyway, if it's part of their job, if you have to move the pallet or you have to do all that, I don't, like I said, it's got to come from the top. It's got to. Well, see, that unplug. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, they have to unplug. I mean, in cases they have to unplug. So it's not stop unplugging. It's make sure that yeah.
On NEOG,
Oh
see
yeah.
a little volume pop. Form foreign seller purchased by the director, purchasing 74.74 at $4.59 for a total of $34,000. NEOG, Neogen Corp.
Yeah. But that's the source, and like I said, it's like gas too. It's got to come from the top. On that cabinets in your store, I don't know where those came from. I don't know where that came from. You have. Good. I doubt it, but yeah, it's a good goal. Okay. Thank you.
SPY kind of drifting down toward the VWAP. Market getting pretty flat here now. Nice move up in the SPY this morning. Nice gap up, ground up along the VWAP all day long. Really nice moves up and starting to get a little bit of weakness now. Nothing big, but it was a pretty big run up here this morning. Dow's up about 800. T2104 showing bullishness continuing. Triple Qs coming back down toward the VWAP. Amazon gone against us hard today, pulling back to the VWAP. Raytheon just moving sideways. That's very disappointing Raytheon right now. Took profits in Target this morning, and took profits in Netflix, the put credit spread. We're out of both of those. Okay, see if we have any questions. Oops, pretty quiet so far. Kind of watching the market. Lockheed Martin with a nice bounce off the low there today. Raytheon not following through, but Lockheed is doing nicely. And it would have been nice to do use Lockheed Martin instead of Raytheon, because Lockheed Martin made a beautiful move here. Let's see if Raytheon can follow Lockheed a little bit later. Got all week on it. You noticed I have a sell order if your Amazon puts. I got a sell order on that. I put that on yesterday when it was moving our way, but I haven't adjusted it yet. We're down a lot on that one, WMB. So I haven't made a change to that yet. I'm going to wait to see. Next change I make it is probably when we sell it out. How do I manage target profits for straight calls, puts, swings? Well, I mean, I'm trading technically, so I'm trading technically. If I'm watching Amazon, I'm watching the daily chart. The Amazon daily chart looks like this. Got in it yesterday on a very big gap down short. It was a little extended. Now it's bounced up. Is it likely to continue? I don't think so. I mean, this is a bearish setup on Amazon. So that's why I took it yesterday. And we took it, it moved down. If it had gotten down a little bit below that support level down there, we would have been able to get out for about $7. But then we had this big gap up today and a big strong move. But in the overall market, and the overall trend, this thing is still bearish. So I'm not going to be too hasty to jump out of this thing. I'm going to give it some time. Again, when I take a trade that's gonna last for a few days, I'm using the daily chart, especially if it's out a week or 2 or 3 weeks. I'm using the daily chart. I don't really jump out of a trade like Amazon on 5-minute candlesticks or 1 days if it's still bearish on the daily chart. I have to give it time to prove to me that the bearishness is gone from the daily chart. It has not done that. Bitcoin stocks are very strong here. Coin's up nicely. MSTR is up really nicely. They're all up pretty nicely here this morning. Coin's coming up against resistance. MSTR, if you notice MSTR, see how it's in the middle of this void right here? Got it through the 100 here. This support level here at 338.67. That's the support on it. This thing can really move. It, very volatile, so you have to be very cautious with this thing. But again, it can make big moves, and this is pretty bullish here right now. It's got good volume coming in today. Nice bounce. I like this one, but again, they're very expensive and very volatile. What? Oh yeah.
We're starting to see some volatility in markets. White House is best at, generally speaking, sees a de-escalation with China's situation unsustainable. Remember seeing volatility on those Besson headlines. Once again, Besson sees de-escalation with China, situation unsustainable.
SPY bouncing up here.
de-escalation with China situation unsustainable?
Again, that's news right there. Besant saying that the situation with China is unsustainable. He sees de-escalation. I don't know what that means. Is it actually de-escalating? Are they working together with China? Are we going to have some sort of a deal with China? I don't know what that means. Unsustainable, I guess it's pretty unsustainable. It's going to do a lot of damage to the economy. If we can't get some sort of a deal, we can't have 245% tariffs on China and get anything in here from there. So it's going to have to make some sort of a deal at some point. Again, Q's moving up here, market bouncing pretty nicely. Look at MSTR, again, Bitcoin moving, probably not, it's probably going to take get a little bit weaker if the market's moving up that quickly, although Bitcoin's been moving up strongly with the market today. Amazon bouncing back up again with the market. Big move up in the market here. This is a pretty strong move. Again, it's news driving it. It's always been news here lately. MSTR moving back up some more here. Nice move in MSTR. Again, trying to break out. It's in that void that I had mentioned. It's 348.28. It's actually got room up to 383 from here. 45 points. There is some interim resistance levels at about 364. SPY still moving up here again after that, off of that, those comments. MSTR still moving up here. Oops. There we go. Still moving up, 348.96 the high so far. And most of the Bitcoin stocks doing very well. Coin up today 10%. Mara up 12%. HYPOTHETICAL up 4%. And BTC, that's Grayscale Bitcoin, up to 4%. And MSTR, which is another Bitcoin stock, up almost 10%, 9.6%. About 12:08 right now. Coming up on lunchtime pretty soon. See what we got over here in the WMB. As a new trader, you struggle to manage swing trades, especially in this market. Yeah, well, this market is particularly brutal for swing trades. We haven't had very many on. They're really, really hard, especially on exits. When to let it run, when to take profits, and how to translate target price to option profits. Let me tell you, at this point, when to exit, when to take profits, when to exit is dependent on the market. And when you've got a market like this, any kind of swing trades right now are very, very difficult. I mean, I haven't taken very many swing trades, some overnight, but the swing trades right now is almost impossible with the market that we've had here. So, trying to manage profits is extremely hard. So I don't know what to tell you. It's very difficult to do. Where you going? Oh, okay. You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I heard you was at talking to Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I get home. It's all good.
Okay.
It's
All right. Be careful. Love you, dear. Whoops. All right, sorry, wife's just packing up to go. Anyway, WMB, I've had many people ask me to do videos on when to take profits, when to exit for losses. It's almost impossible because it's so dependent on market conditions, the stock's conditions, where your support and resistance levels are. There's so many nuances that go into that type of thing. Really, really hard. Yeah, this swing trading right now is just not something to be doing. It just is not something to be doing. I've been doing straddles, triangles. We did put credit spread on Netflix that worked beautifully. I took a swing in Amazon as a short yesterday. We're going to probably lose on that one as it starts to pull back. As the market pops up, Amazon went up very strongly today. It's a bearish stock. The chart is bearish, so it's a swing bearish, but it's the gaps in the market and the moves up and down are very, very difficult to try to maneuver. If you look at the daily chart on the SPY, if we go back and look at the daily chart on the SPY, this is why swing trades are so almost impossible right now. Since here, right? Because you get these big moves down and then you get the big moves up. The shorts get squeezed as the market moves back up again. People get long here and then they get squeezed to the downside. Again, it bounces again, and then the shorts jump in here as the market pulls back, and then you get this rip to the upside. Now we just chop around. We get a market correction here, but even inside this market correction, you see this big move down. What happens if you take it short? Look at what happened the next day. Big move up. Then you get short again, and we gap down, and then another green candle. So this is really difficult to trade. This is every time you get into a trade, long or short, you're getting smoked. So if you come back in here, you get short, and then you get this nice rally, and then you just chop around for a few days. And again, mixed green and red candles. And then we have the tariff information here, which destroys the market, and people get short, and then you get the tariffs are off, zoop, right back up here again. This section of trades right here knocked an awful lot of retail traders that I know out of business for good. They get margin calls, they get killed, they went short, and then the tariffs get paused and right back up again, and they get crushed right in here. And then if everybody jumped in here thinking to go long, that this was going to be great, gaps right down the next day. And then a green candle, then a red candle. This is all just chop. Trying to swing trade right now is a nightmare. It really is. Which why I haven't done hardly any swing trades at all. We do straddles, some strangles, some credit spreads, things like that. But very difficult to do. Do I have any strategy on overnight trades? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you're trying to obviously overnight trades. I'm trying to find something that's got a that I'm trading with the trend, but overnight trades are very difficult too. I mean, I took a debit spread in the Qs last night based on a divergence in the T2104, the cumulative volume index, and of course we gapped up this morning because of news. Trading a news market is very hard because news overrides your technicals. Just like if that's why you can't trade earnings, except with time spreads because you don't know which way it's going to go, and whatever the news happens to be on earnings, it's going to override any technical levels on the chart. So not very many overnight trades right now. I'm doing some day trades, intraday trades off the SPY, things like that, but that's about it. I'm sorry, I wish I could give you a better answer, but in this market right now, there's not a better answer. For most people right now, it's best just to trade paper. Don't trade real money. If you haven't been doing this for a long time, don't trade real money, because it's going to be very discouraging. You're going to probably lose money, and you're better off sitting on your hands and watching right now. I try to do a lot of education in the room, talking about strategies and things, but I've been trying to force people not to make a lot of trades right now. There's MSTS, still a nice strong move up here in the Bitcoin stocks. And Amazon is still running up here with the market. As you can see, pulled down, bounced up. SPY's still strong, but again, they're all running up into resistance levels here. The SPYs, the Qs, all running up against resistance. See if we get a continuation in MSTR. And take lunch pretty quickly. WMB, oh, you're welcome. We appreciate the streams and answering questions. Yeah, I do it for an hour a day, but again, obviously I hope to get some folks to come into the room. We got a lot of people in there, but I like to expose people to what we do over there. And it's tough when you keep telling people you can't really take a lot of trades right now. People want to trade, and one of the sayings we have in the room is our objective is not to make trades. Our objective is to make money. A lot of times the best way to make money is not to lose money, and that means don't trade very much. It's a jump in the market, and it's news. It's news. This move in the market. That's what does it. Tesla has earnings, by the way, tonight after the close. SPY still moving up. Q still moving up. MSTR pulled back a little bit. Now starting to bounce again. All right. Jeff, would I be willing to do a video on how to locate support and resistance, both trend lines and horizontals? And the horizontals are fairly straightforward. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that use them. I use them. I find them pretty effective. They're high volume candlesticks, which typically when you get high volume candlesticks like that on the daily chart, um, that gives you a little bit more additional information that the institutions are in there, and then I use that in conjunction with my SPY Super system to confirm that. But yeah, I mean, I could do something like that. Um, they do work pretty well. Again, listen, nothing works 100%, but they give me really, especially when I get into a trade and it's bouncing off support on one of those, and I get room up to the next one, then they're very helpful. If I do like MSTR right now, if I look at MSTR as a long, again, very expensive stock, but you see the horizontal support here, the resistance here it got through, and then you see how many times it bounced off of it here, here. They hold up pretty well, and so this one, if you're long this one, you get support right there, and then this is where you would be start to look to take profits up around 364. And I get quite a few of them on there, obviously. You know, Tesla has 1 million of them on there because it has so many high volume candles. So I have to watch these. But again, you can see how it's trading right inside these two today, here and here. Again, you know, listen, these aren't a point. These are areas. Each one of these is an area. Nothing usually goes right to it. But you can see how many times the body of that candle touched it there, and then you had the tail here, and then even after we got through here, you see how it touched it there, came very close to it there, touched it here. There's a lot. I mean, listen, they're not 100%, but that's a fairly strong resistance level on Tesla right there. And then you add that as you get the 8 exponential moving average right there. That's a fairly. Would I go long Tesla here? No. Of course, they get earnings tonight. I wouldn't certainly anyway, but I wouldn't, not when I was that close to a resistance level. But again, those horizontals are not something that a lot of people use. Would I consider T2104 overnights a pseudo lotto? I guess kind of. I mean, I don't really consider it a lotto. I'm actually trading off of a technical indicator that's telling me that the cumulative index is bullish or bearish when the market is bullish. It's a divergence indicator more than anything. Big pop in Groupon and heavy volume. Oh, I haven't looked at that yet. I'm actually in Groupon, so let me look. Yeah, pretty nice volume today. It's not excessive volume. You may be talking about the 5. Yeah, there was a big pop on off a 5-minute chart. Popped up to about 1956. MSTR still just kind of moving along the 15 EMA right here. Group 1 coming down after that big pop. Here it is, right there. Suzanne, for a SPY trade, if you do a SPY trade when it goes through the VWAP and you take your profits, then it goes back down a bit and then starts to go back up again, should you take another trade, or do you need to go back through the V? Doesn't need to go, just needs to go back close to the VWAP and bounce. Doesn't actually have to penetrate through it, but you wouldn't want to take it if you take your profits and it comes down a couple of candles and you're let's say when you take profits, you're quite a ways away from the VWAP and the 15 EMA. In other words, it's pretty far extended. Then you've got to wait for it to come back to the 15 or the VWAP, but close to it. You don't want to be trying to jump into it again on a pullback and then a bounce when it's still quite a ways away from those two support resistance levels, because you're not getting in at support or resistance right then. What you're doing is you're getting in at what you anticipate is maybe a support or resistance level that's in the middle of that trend, but that's not a support or resistance level. Too much chance of a failed breakout when that happens. In other words, if you were traded in the SPY and it moved up like this, and you took profits, and then as it pulled back, and then it came back, and it started to go back up again somewhere up in here, or away from the 15, I wouldn't take it. You want to wait for it to come back to the 15, see how it come back to the 15. This is where you could take it right here on this break right there. Right there as it broke above the 15, and above the VWAP, it broke above the 15, it went blue. This was probably news right here that caused that, but that would be your long right there. You're welcome. You're welcome, Suzanne. Little coming up on 12:30, so I'm going to get lunch here about 12:30, and grab something to eat and come back. Groupon, yes, saw that pop there, Ryan. Very nice. Popped up on a big volume on the 5-minute candle. Up to around 1956. It's pulling back a little bit right now. At 19, and again, let me show you something. 1956. This is Groupon. This is a 5-minute chart. See that 1956 right there? Go over the daily chart. That's the resistance level that is drawn on here. And you get that big pop, and it went right to that. So would I jump in here? No, I wouldn't. I've got to see it close above that 1956 and stay above there close to the close before I would take that. Because again, if I switch to the 5-minute, you can see exactly what it did. You see how it right there, bam, 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 then down. Again, those horizontal resistance levels work pretty nicely. Not all the time. Nothing works 100% of the time, but they do work. Amazon picture perfect bearish D1 and picture perfect bullish M5. Exactly. That's exactly right, Pat. And we've had a lot of those in this market because it's a news-driven market. So bad news makes it bearish. Good news makes it bullish. And you've got to look at on Amazon, the daily chart is still bearish as it continues to move up right now. In fact, it's moved right up, right to the 8 exponential moving average. 176.42 was the resistance, the high volume horizontal resistance on Amazon is above that now by about 30 cents, which is basically nothing. That's still right on it as far as I'm concerned. All right, I'm going to get some lunch here. I'm going to go ahead and stop the YouTube feed. Thanks everybody from YouTube. I appreciate your being on the YouTube feed today. Thanks very much. Look forward to seeing some folks in the room. And again, we'll see everybody tomorrow and Wednesday. See what kind of news that brings. So have a great afternoon, everyone over there, and I'll see everybody in YouTube tomorrow.